So I'm currently designing some new 500 series modules, and of course as part of that I need to buy a rack to put them in and test them in. It's no use me just doing it with my own bench power supply. So I go online, like everyone does, and have a look at the reviews, and it struck me that the cheapest unit, this Midas Legend series, had really mixed reviews. Some people were saying, oh, it's fantastic, it's amazing, I don't know what your problem is. And other people were saying, I have noise, I have issues. So I thought, let's get one, tear it apart, have a look and see if I can answer some of those questions definitively. So here it is, and I'm just going to move the camera closer, zoom it in, and get some focus on this thing. Yeah, it's getting a bit. Now, this unit, I've already started tearing it apart to save some time because there's an awful lot of screws in it. Now, a lot of people have grumbled about the use of the 6-point Torx screws. I think these are really good because the thing with your regular 4-point screw is it comes in two varieties, Posi-Drive and Phillips, and commonly comes in two sizes, so number 1 and number 2, so it's 4 variations. And when you use the wrong screwdriver with the wrong one, it slowly chews the head up. It kind of works, but it slips. And over a very short amount of time, they end up ruined. Whereas Torx, a T10, which is what this is always a T10, is always a T10. Plus, the 6 nodes on it, rather than 4 or 2, mean that it's got better grip force. The quality of Torx screws tend to be higher. So I think there's a lot of advantages for these, and I've seen more and more builders using them, more and more manufacturers using them, including myself. I use them on all my products because they're fast to assemble and reliable. So get yourself a T10 screwdriver your way. Personally, I'd retrofit other racks with this, so I don't think that's a complaint. Now, like I said, I've taken most of the screws out of this already. There's an awful lot been removed. So I just had a couple holding the front panel in. And the first thing is the quality of the steel. So I've measured this and it comes in at 1.8 millimeters thick. It's very, very sturdy. I've seen a lot of other products using 1.2 or 1 mil steel, and they're quite flimsy. This is not. So it's a good quality steel. That's my first impression. Well, my first was the screws. So I think Torx are good. That's a good impression. Steel's good. Now, if we're looking inside it, my next thought is that these connectors, again, appear quite good. They're clearly gold plated. They've got 2 pins for each pin, 2 sprung connectors. That's a good firm connection. This foam padding, I don't know, I think that's redundant. I mean, who's going to be jamming them in there? And it hides what is actually a very nice looking purple circuit board. And this circuit board is 1.6 millimeters thick, so that's a standard thickness. But I find, again, quite a lot of manufacturers go a little bit thinner to save money. They've not done that, so it's a good thickness. And it is multi-layer fiberglass. Multi-layer fiberglass is strong, it's temperature resistant, stands the test of time. So it's not cut any corners so far on physical construction. Looking down the side here, these are all Nutric jacks, which is pretty good. I can't complain with that. And the switch contacts themselves appear to be fairly standard sort of Far East ones, but they look good quality, they feel good. So I think they're all right so far. On to the important thing, power supply. Because obviously this is where the complaints come in, people saying that it's noisy. My first impression was, ooh, that looks like an off-the-shelf switch mode. Again, I've already taken part of the plates off so we can get a faster video. And opening it up, there's the plate missing, and looking in here, again, it's this lovely purple circuit board, but what's really interesting is it is not actually off the shelf, it's completely custom, and it says Midas on there, and moreover it says revision B. So this is there is clearly a different version of this, a revision A out there. Perhaps that one was somewhat noisier. This one looks good, the parts look good. In addition to the supply, we've got this front panel section. Now, I'm going to remove this a little bit and pull some connectors off it. And next impression is these are very thick, chunky wires. I'm quite impressed with those. The connectors are solid. And this additional board is stacked full of inductors and capacitors for additional power supply smoothing. So not content with just the regular supply, they've actually added these capacitors. And looking at them, they're not a particular brand, but they are 105 degrees C rated. The Capson, CAPXON. Not a brand I've particularly heard of. But the 105 degrees C rating is quite important. So 85 is your standard capacitor. It's very rare to take capacitors up to that temperature. That's not what this symbolises. 105 symbolises it's been built to a higher quality than the standard capacitor. So I feel like these are reasonably, they're going to be higher than average quality. The soldering is typical sort of slightly rushed job, but it looks good. Again, this 1.6mm, I assume, yeah, fiberglass purple circuit board that I really like the look of. You can catch the shimmer of that there as I tilt it. And what looks like each, the plus and minus, following the little legend on here, look like they've each got 2 inductors and 3 capacitors, perhaps, yes. A 330 and 2 1,500. So it's about another 3,500 UF worth of filtering and an inductive filtering after the switch modes. I think, do you know, I'm fairly impressed with that. That's quite good. You could have just omitted this whole board and no one would have been the wiser, really. It wouldn't have been as good, but it'd still work. You could have just skipped this. So they've gone an extra mile with this. Now, my only thing that strikes me beyond that is that we have these 4 wires and they're labelled. So we've got plus volts, minus volts, plus 48, ground. So there are 4 connectors. Now, the specification for these racks is to have one power supply shared between all the slots. So they've done the right thing, but my instinct as a designer, and I don't know the series well enough yet, I'm still learning, my instinct is to say that's a bit risky. You could get noise from one module to the other, and that's not, I don't think that's a Behringer thing. I think that's just the specification. So I wonder, speculating, whether the more expensive racks perhaps have some kind of separate filtering on each channel. Just guessing. So that would make sense, because I don't see anything here that's going to make noise or fail anytime soon. And it's all reasonably easy access. If those capacitors here did fail on this board, I could fix these in minutes. So that's quite good, because they're just full-size capacitors. There's a few surface mount components on the bottom you can't see, but I don't think they're critical. In fact, I could even upgrade these and put larger or better capacitors in, because they're not completely crammed in, there's a little bit of space. So yeah, I mean, the only way I could possibly see this as a noisy unit, technically, purely in a technical sense, at a glance, is that the better units have gone beyond the specification and added some of their own technology. So let me swing this back up here now. You know, I should work out how to do. The autofocus on this camera is terrible, which is why I'm doing this. If I had an assistant, I'd make that bit. Hopefully that's roughly in focus. Yeah, so my feeling looking at this is it's a very robust, very solidly made unit. I don't see any weaknesses with it. What I'd like to do in another video, because I want to keep it short, is I'm going to plug this into my scope and see if I can detect some noise levels. And it's not a proper noise measurement tool, but I should be able to compare it to a couple of power supplies and have a look at what the noise looks like. But I don't see any issue with this. I'm looking forward to actually trying it out. I haven't plugged anything into it yet.